Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today we're reviewing something sweet. This is the Aukey Alpha Pro air fryer. I love air fryers. This is my third one. I have two other ones that's new wave, so there'll be some comparison photos on the specs, like the power specs and all that, probably showing up right now. And then we're going to look at together the specs on this thing, and then I'll have a little chitty chat about it, because this is my favorite one that I go to grab for air fryer because of a certain window into cooking that it offers that's really sweet. But right now, let's just shoot through some specs off of their website so that we got a clear understanding and idea of what they claim the capabilities are, and then I'll tell you my experience over the past month, 1 month, with this air fryer. So let's get started. First off, it's a 10-in-1 air fryer. That's the first thing that they want to come out of the gate and claim. Let's just shoot in here and see what it says. It can grill, it can air fry, it's a convection oven, it's a toaster, it's a roaster, it's a pizza oven, it's a proofer, I don't even know what that is, a dehydrator, a broiler, and a popcorn maker. I have never cooked popcorn in an air fryer, but that's probably not a bad idea. That's going to be the next experiment, is to figure out how to do popcorn in this thing. That's weird. Never heard of that. So crispy and juicy, you can see it. You get 360 air grilling. That, my friends, you can see it. It's a 120-degree view at your food. And the great part about this thing is something that we'll get into in a moment. Ooh, it's a nail biter. 360-degree air fryer, of course, they kind of all are. 8-in-1 smart programs. They kind of all have their real presets in there. Innovative alpha air technology. It's a fan that blows air around, and there's usually a pedestal in the bottom involved that allows the air to encompass what you're cooking. Completely standard type stuff with air fryers. Smart cooking system. They kind of all are. 120-degree viewing window. That, my friends, is what makes you want to get, as long as you're comfortable with this size cooking container, as long as you're comfortable, this is the only one I would recommend at this size cooking container, period. Because you can see into it. And not only can you see into it, it's separate. It's like an air chamber in between. So you would think, oh, I see in here, it's going to splatter everything across the front. No, 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 no. They have two glasses involved, or whatever the material is made out of. One is right above the food, so that will get splattered, and you just wipe that clean. And then there's an empty housing of space between this next spot that you can see into. So there's nothing that's going to get trapped and ooey gooey in there that's going to be hard to clean. That's a big plus. This is a 5.5 quart capacity. So if you're cool with that, which is kind of the average, I have a new wave that's real big that sometimes I like to smoke butts in, and it actually, or not smoke butts, but just cook butts. And it actually works. There's another cool thing about this that will probably make you want to check it out, and we'll get to that shortly, okay? This says 120-degree viewing window. We know that cooking is now a breeze. Yes, it is. You get an eye on the cooking process from starting to the very end. Say goodbye to guessing. That is extremely true. Like, I had no idea how much I was missing the ability to view into this. And also, whenever you open it, it's just a pause. You can push the button, it's going to pause it, slam it back down, it's going to start right back where it left off. So if for whatever reason there's something in there you got to mix up, flip, whatever, you can do that. And that is a very cool feature that is not on all air fryers. And also, I like to preheat these. I never saw it say anything about it in the manual or anything like that. But like for while I'm prepping or something like that, I'll set it on when I'm cooking, you know, and just do that. That way when I hit the button, it's just pausing that. And I put it right back in there, shut it. It starts cooking, and then I adjust my minutes. Pretty good?
Yeah, I'll start in the middle.
They say you get a classic outdoor grill Flavor, I don't know, maybe. But one thing about the cooking grate that's inside this, let me pop this guy open. Do you see that? Do you catch this? Watch this. Boom. Well, what? It automatically flipped up. This is a lot of weight. It didn't flip backwards. Why is that? Well, it's because right here, there are suction cups on the front. And that is to allow this thing to not flip backwards whenever you open the lid, because it pops straight up like this, right? Boom. And then inside, here's the cooking grate that you get with it. So here is the cooking grate. Got some little rubbery things here. It's kind of non-stick. Still looks good after all the cooks on it, so that's a plus. The only thing that I wish that they would improve on this thing with, the only thing, is a method, a system to getting it out with the food sitting still on it. It's a pain in the butt. That's the only negative. We'll go ahead and address that because we just talked about the plate. Is getting, there's nothing, no handlers for the plate to pull those things out. Now there's methods to it. There's 2 big holes that you can do. Maybe there's something you can finagle in there to get it out with, some tongs to get your stuff out with. But like if you're, you know, wanting to just pull the piece out and sit it down on a plate, it would be cool if they had a method to just hook it in, pick it up, and set it out. That would be fantastic. I think that's the one thing that this thing is missing the most. The removal, it's got 2 handles here. These do not get hot in the process. You can remove this. This whole container is non-stick, made out of the same material as this little plate, cooking plate is. So here's the cooking element here. Here is the window. It's a little greasy. I need to clean that. But here's the window here that you'll see, and then you can just clean this whole area off here. And there is a little gasket through here to help seal this, so that fits real nice and snug into there. We'll put this back, boom, and then basically now what you have is this heating element goes here. There's a fan behind the element that pushes the air around. Your food sits on this and is lifted a little bit so the air can wrap around, and there's that convection oven that we all love, that we all pay extra for to have in our home. It's searing some steak action. It's got some shrimp. It's got some fish, stuff like that. Whatever, you can do that all on all of them, I believe. That all I've ever used. 8-in-1 smart programs. This is where we're going to get good and funky. You get max crisp, air fry, air broil, air grill, air roast, bake, dehydrate, reheat, and then you can just customize your temperature and time as well. Best thing to do is figure out the oven settings for it, duplicate it here, and you have a window to check on it periodically, or you can just look up air fryer recipe and go off of that, or whatever it is that you're wanting to cook that you did cook in your convection oven or your conventional oven at home, or your microwave or whatever. Odds are you can do it in here if it'll fit in 5.5 quarts. Here's a really good comparison that they have on their page. This is the Alpha, $119 versus $352.09 for the Ninja and the Philips Double XL. 1,500 to 1,700 watts of power off this thing, which is very competitive with the highest end models. And I'll show you a picture of the 2 new wave models that I have by the power consumption on this thing. Also, I've probably already done that. 5.5 quart, which is kind of typical across the board. You know, if you want like a 7+ quart, those are kind of hard to find, but those are available on other brands, but they're just kind of difficult to find in a typical like this fashion where you're just gonna grab it, put it away. A lot of them that are like that, they are permanent displays on your counter. We don't like those. The temperature range is from 80 to 205, and that is typical. 420 minutes. That's another awesome feature. We've talked about a lot of awesome features with this thing, but having up to 420 minutes of set time at a low, slow cook is really cool to have this option on here. Yes, you get a view window and a light, and you don't get that with the competition right now. You get a ceramic coating. A lot of the other ones here, they say have Teflon coating. The inner basket is a crisp plate and a grill plate. A lot of them come with the baskets, but the baskets kind of are helpful sometimes with fries and whatnot. So if they did have a basket attachment for this, That would be pretty cool. So not only the grill plates that it comes with, that's kind of a universal thing, but a basket might be okay. So those are their kind of specs and what I think about all that kind of stuff and how it's been implemented and used. We have cooked a lot of meals. Here are just some that we've done. They've all turned out really good, except for I think this cauliflower dish that we had made. We put too much cauliflower in there and it just couldn't get it all crisp. That was our bad. Like, we tried to fill up and create meals for days just for the two of us or something, because the kids don't eat it. And we should have gone like half or a third of that container, you know, crisp them up, throw them out, put more in. It was just impossible for anything with a heating element and a fan on top to crisp this much. It's just not realistic. So that was our fault. Outside of that, everything else has turned out great. We're familiar with air fryers, so it's nothing new. But the features on this just added like confidence and the ability to like check on your stuff and all that at any given time and know exactly where your meal's at. That alone to me makes this a 5.5 quart size, if that's what you're in for, the best one to buy. So make sure to go check out the link down in the YouTube description, explode on that subscribe button, and ding that bell so you get notified on some really cool products that no one else is looking at. No one else is looking at stuff like this. But this guy, I had it a month ago. Maybe I should have just debuted it a month ago. But we wouldn't know if it really worked, would we? And I guess I could just mention this one little thing. Boom! There's the little panel. Max crisp, air fryer, blah, 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 blah. Reheat. But you can just do time, cook, temperature. These are presets that you can't touch actively. You see that? You can't do it. You go through the menu, preset temps, or you just bust out with your own temperature and time. There's the light. Check in the vision. Look at that vision. That's pretty neat. Boom, start it. Here, cranking up. Blows out a nice bit of air in the back. Oh no, I forgot to add something. It paused. It resumed. It paused. And it resumed. Oh, and the exhaust gets a little toasty in the back, so don't put it up against, like right up against anything. Give her a little room to breathe. Other than that, I hope to see you back here again real soon. See ya!